good packaging, good whatever it is in the system. We don't need. You see, we don't need to worry ourselves. The government can do it. We can easily do it. I get what I'm saying. Fine, that is not all. We have a livestock today. How do we handle it? In the northern part of this country, do they have enough livestock? What kind of livestock do they need that we can send to them? You see, this is how we have to look at the whole thing. Okay, you are bringing an external force. I don't have problem. But don't forget, but in the near future, these very external forces who are coming to help buy your product are going to determine the price of your product in the near future, which is going to have an adverse effect on your country, your people. Because they will not buy the product and resell it at the same price. They have to increase the little.
For what the Greek minister is saying is, Ogwana one for the Galamiomi Bofia, Coco Joy over Duma. So if you ever you could call it over Duma.
Oh, plan, and you back with me like Fiari. Kazaru Konaga Doviana for about 4:30 in a 5. No macromia de Valavi, Mia de Vata, Macro de Podu Muta Payo, a bleak Aclomo low borrow feel at Akpo, but you over Blair Catafico and Amatoku Mafia Cocoima. It will be something that is coming to negotiate again. People are already buying the product. If you go to the voter, not the voter, the only thing that roads are not good. That's why the people are not buying. And how you flamola o conquer Togo me. After 3 months that they will bring it back to us here. And you're glowing everybody.
That is in a citrogal.
Oh, in a citrogal, she back in your partner so like oh glogano. Yamalaka Damotaja Wafiaman. Last Saturday the car in the crowd, Valamia Cafia. I have to stay, make sure that driver talk or check a few Joes Hamama. Oh, in that process, get a coffee and you're glowing back from everybody. We should learn how to process, put a finish it to our product. Right. We can preserve them in this country. Now they come and waste like Ghana. See, my buddy, not mele waste too. See, that the best we can do is good, but we have people to come. We have the farmers. We have plenty of kata. I bet you how open Ghana no waste too. But at the end of it all, Ghana must learn how to process all their raw materials, if not all. 90% of their raw materials into a finished product. So you can preserve it for future consumption than giving it out all because they don't have means of preserving it. They have means to storage it for storage it. They don't have enough strong financial backing to buy the product. No. This is what we LMIA directed for. So that actually we will not be waiting for us. Let me assume actually it's a forces organization global they couldn't come for any good bargain now. Because the farmers also don't want to lose their product. They will sell at a cheaper price. So at the end of the day, it's boiled back to what? The farmers suffering on in what? In unproductive or unproactive governance system in the country. All
right. So the program is live on Facebook. So I don't follow me and then you drop your comment as well. Plus me I follow me. One God Wizo.
Yo, ma zone.
Do when I'm at the
ma zone reviver nyas lao kwa play reviver dollar ukatanchi. Yema ado agbe ndobo ko na machia me kana aturu ma vivito nyepo ko panelist so kana le akpali khoma afi ma ronku nye kapula vivito adoju etoro senior minister associate ma ado agbene ma ado gbene almighty hero ra ma ronku nye neighbor ike ganye nye delegate de karele abo ntomara master dochi enye tela labo station ma adogbana aboto kate ma dogbana nya palike ukatana aturu mama adogbana ma chema nya pa de kaje viere nkung won la vota to ma kata alabe awon kuba nyare mi no goblombe o revie first time MP ko aro nya first time MP ko manya itale ke mi to mi time camera mi maron to mi ko mu ko campaign ka kere you know, we are all going to but even the first time I can perform magics. So, you know, we are Babajam le Miapa Ntomafia, you can, you know, we FO Amafo Adam Agbana, me Ado Agbang double confish of you to Romamina, me Ado Bunny. Marunku Miapa to Pola won't tapaji, I make a dongber, he can a one regi, I make a webba, the flache to bubble. O preliminary committee ka na wo anan ye gegere koma global ndudu manya ojiro re na magbagbo ha ma reflecting last year mu ma jokpo Ghana mu passionary dio ka gba Ghana mu passionary di Ghana me ka dong bebe ya va we no wo ikwe ma wo yeta ma dong bele me pa dukola John Dramani Mahama bakla vice emarunku me pa chief of staff amaga Julius Debra ma adonku Eya Haji Mado Agbana Mashiama. This weekend, wo edu kɔsi da ɖeka ne míaƒe CEO dada aƒetɔ aƒetsi awu nɔ dada yi ŋgbe ale be wo kɔsi da ɖeka ƒe kɔŋu nɛ me edo zemɔkpɔkpɔ ya medo baba ne ƒomea weekend hã eku gbogbo gale mía dzi míegawɔ ge eɖewo le tsame ƒe saɖa na mi nye deputy communication deputy secretary dada yiƒe ku le mía dzi le saɖa me míewɔ ge this weekend eta me eɖo ŋku ƒomea dzi medo baba na wo katã akpe.
The news coming in ke kabila ƒoƒo tso afi mía ge ɖe agri ƒe nyawo dzia enye be there is nu aɖe tso presidency agbɔgblɔ be o extend the contract for the IGP to another 2 years. Ike wodze be retirement in December. What has necessitated that? Never for my ƒoƒo ku we move to the next stop.
Yeah, ma gblɔ nu fia be eke ne nya gblɔ fifi le ya. Nya ɖe me se gbɔ ya.
Okay.
So ele be ma akpɔ be le ke ye gake ma dzi be ma gblɔ be ne wònye be wo extend eƒe contract a you see wobe detsi vivia ye ha zikpui ame aɖe yi ke edɔ nyui wɔm ye yiƒe dɔwɔƒe hiã yi ma wɔe be míagatrɔ va yi ɖe megbe agava nɔ nanewo metom yi ke ahe míaƒe dukɔ ya ƒe ŋgɔgbe yi ɖe ŋgɔgbe le adzuadzunɔnɔ me meka ɖe dzi be manye nu yi ke nye ma wɔ politics hã kpakple o manye nu yi ke aɖe fu nam be who extended yiƒe contract.
But when the previous administration was doing that, you guys were on their neck. Manu. To the extent where even what's the name? Mia journalist to me chatted over mono jujo because Amaru Holly, they are also eyeing those positions and they are also qualified. So what has changed all of a sudden? This thing is saying that the police council Anto recommend police council I recommend the president needs to at least brush it off, then bring another person on board.
You see, nyamajiba ko anyanya ko politics o gake pusham vie tamategera haji vie. Akpo elekenegle. One, lo nyango police council always recommend be aw. You pa maga hele no you bosan. You hear ni peng te popo you hear ni le you pa do pasan. Meyima. Manye John Dramani Mahama yebe o egba amaga o nkeka wu ta majiba ma extend na o ka bonwo. You see, na potemi ka o appoint Dampare. Nakpo the friction, there were a bit friction around. Kakene potemi ka o appoint this is Christian Yohono. Even the youths are so happy that this man has been appointed. I don't know why. Meanwhile, he is older than Dampare. And to be frank with you, he's one of the senior policemen in Ghana. He even that of Dampare, and he has been Dampare has been preferred to him.
But he was assistant to Dampare.
That was under second thought. After second thought. Because now Potami our assistants how many years Dampare no for some number of years have you overquivy as an assistant, even I think 2-3 years have you overquivy as an assistant. When you do appointed Dampare back you go quick you the Dampare assistance you gake what I image you mag blame many president Mahama pang Vivian play even Yahama Bloma already you will be egba western and 3 year per contract 3 year per door Ghana to Kwema and Yahoo. You see, now the power Jack, but ako kata me da lengtry up popular, especially the by-elections you can me war. A quarter difference are over. I'll be difference over. Leko, cho woman, leko woman. No, here me a bird on a certain experience. He can me a make sure the flashy amaya nuya tapamima popo, ye tapopomia here. Leko, cho we have you landemaha. Then I'll be a bird on it. For that reason, and you know, your police any administration until global. Aw, you pamagaya, then you boss, you the kukuratan of your which is a Ducolasi now. Ducolaya, Leco America, like it's a listening president. You can make one of any Ducolaiga or two.
Under the previous administration, the president was not listening.
He never listened to anybody. So that is one of the reasons why enya matungo globia be itanya globia iko o extend ntuma pe contractor mo na kana mo enya ba america na ta flache no nya be ntuma juju ga fie le pom efe do nya pom efe koleshi ike fefema ika yo ipa contract
Ejebo ajo this year.
elbo jo this year
December.
o
For 2 years.
Aha,
So,
so
no,
no, nyebe kpo-
2027.
so no nya be taflache ma fia ba me na do IGP na me nya show me le mahama show ye no me se me karaji me shama na se yo karaji be America na do IGP na president mahama e ga mi fon fie me fia ba me mama le amali ga kere but no nya be na kpo nju e pe vava teme ka o fa wo ple nyu ka wo ma ele be do yu ka gomuja me je ga gba ba wo do un
Taro fia be dampare ya mo odore ka we tai mi eva e ka agitation ava ko mi edida.
Dampari, you see, I will be a hypocrite to say Dampari, ma will dore kill. I say, I will be a hypocrite to say Dampari, ma will dore kill. Marisha Makata va ou otoshin gakea. You see, nekpo Dampari pe nou naro le mien pe akoda da pe zon les zon roma. Nkena fi ek ba mi mfuma e mi mfuma gba amo me bla ve hika ou. Le mien pa akoda da ou me. Hika no mi komo kata ou omani. Mi comme mo kata ko fuko mi va po amo me blave la koda dauma ngena fi monta mi ku fo nyamo fu ke ozube yo honu va va gafi o va ku nyama o me ava po o va fi marona no koti fi mi no nyamo ogbrom afia maro yo ke mo yiga mi no gogbrom bo prepare obo no yide mo ngo na kpo so kpo nka ji e dan pare no nyiro
Taro fia be dampare pe gama o mo attempt ade kebe wa investigate issue mo and e mi eva within this 10 months ko committee investigation mo kaka
na wonye be le wonyang no gogbrom ro fia be dan pare pe time mo attempt ade be wa investigation mo re no onye bo wa investigation mo re nke of mo take action no recommendation by Akufo-Addo, Nana Akufo-Addo on top committee kana woro concerning Ajebasu West Wagon. Yoba amayo kana found culpable. More they should be punished. We have not seen a kobo. Nothing has happened to those people. When it was getting to an election, yeah. And another Akufo-Addo unto variable Amado kana wounded during those elections. Somebody who has even died known a token of money was not sufficient enough. Nkena fi mutem take action areko. Ozuba dan pariro jojoga. But if tangible action should be taken. Those are some of the things we should be taking into consideration. That ever of yere le dan pare na jo. Yes. Elebo jo.
Okay.
Afi reset former reset president Mahama cover reset manatu ngo jore kato.
That be when dampare le meto reset.
Reset ameto ogo. Nata ika mi mfu kwa klo fifle fia ha reset president Mahama ko dara kato fia ika wo ika Ghana view kata if you MPP ton o hwe pakle Mahama ba reset ele kado na reset ma afi reset manava do ika mfu kwa klo fia ele ba kisi ajabe hanajo. Albe hanajo. Afi reset manajo. Rekato. Am gbogbo le ele ba ojo. So dan pari pa jojo manyang ko nya la kan ko nya dogora ngu ko nya ala necessity ba ojo anya ko ba dan pari na jo.
All right, Akpe, in the coming days, I believe this will come up for discussion. Me get a agbele de nyogbo, agric minister, ebe fifi andu aboda siama. Eta agbology hala post harvest losses over farm. So edibe ECOWAS and that of World Food Program to you engage your place at least. To call you ne mi afamo lu blue plus other cereals so all our to apply ne for no.
Akpe. Your brother ma dakpe de o babi akple wo nya darieta. Akpe mi le Ghana. Alebe le mi pe Ghana ma eva jobe mi pe ebli nyao yepe ngududu nya afi na dun jeton gbereka le Ghana ezu eko etane eglane xaxa yita enkuro ge jibe chamiga avege adengo anao formation ike na tengo fo le nkekere shere menye na po 001 aro 100 viebe na dungo hika ne dun di mako kafia nkeka kata magarugo aro na dun di na dun na no domo yi dokuchuma na du efie magarugo ka ku cover aro na du fie ma akokova nkeka kata kakegba afi kemiedo na duko you see a chomero to wo yapana alebe argument aro over duko jiruru na va gbare nke otenye wo hi na awebe miepe dudu nya o dogbogbo egba
mo wana mado asijovie. Let's look at the still coming back to me have a first story wagwajiri aya ko mi discuss about na ele kude wa Kaletus Mahama Secretary to the President, Engro letter there on 2nd of April 2025. Letter nyebe suspension of the grant of contract appointment. The grant of post-retirement contract appointment to the retired public service staff has been suspended with immediate effect. Subsequently, all requests for such appointment will no longer be considered. Kindly take note of the directive and ensure strict compliance. So what has changed? But what they say, maybe we'll discuss that later.
No. After by nyama puta.
But I just want us to have that. But let's move.
President John Dramani Mahama is a listening president. I say that letter, Secretary to the President, President Abe, Chogba Hegbake informa GE, extension of contracts in Yarakama Galio. Oba Chogba Hegbake informa GE, extension of contracts in Yarakama Galio. Alaba, Aika Nyamadogo, wo exemption university lecturers and some senior workers over Momoto no reserve. And still some people came out, but no. You see, Yamamu dogo. Over by Okonyo can young sokle okay direct one jibe. A year yo desuku. You see, yo desuku va said afia like yo hope like a cosaroli ape kuna tungo hovia we yaro fie na tungo rafia ko cosma yen. Alaba fime yo do ozon. If you have yo cosma okay, kaka yo va dogo le cosma kan ba mo kata voko. Ka yo pen kaka avo. Tano onye be o motanwe extended yo pe contractor. Ka people sukuma kata yo da pe gbogbo ma ikana o research o ka ikpe camera vo kaka o so mara na to ma qualify wa fi na yen ka yo ma de viere ko. Le susumata yo pe do hika yo be yo na duko video ka yo be yo kona duko as at the time ka yo ho pe la. Alaba yo we.
Was the police council also part of Amiunan Kwagbanaya?
No, na police council a man yu can cock bana you gakanya ni ke goma maul nyata polema. Many police council kakunya national service kala jukwem.
If one in a blonya your security services out them.
Yema
in terms of education.
Yes.
So you learn enema. Some mara phobe by now this issue about contract extension I should come to an end.
So
is it because me for one maybe was an board at what one wani I stand a mother contract ike wava the funami le miapa reset a may time na directive matter.
But I think we are stand a contract without the permission of the president of the chief of staff. But I think we are contract extend ge. He overall boss of the country.
So Vivia, the overall boss has given a directive. But the directive here now you want to troll a directive.
So Vivia, you go hemi kwena first the Mahama but na club woman.
A poor mistake here MPP to Ghana to vote against them. It is the same thing you guys are also doing.
So no
Let's move to agree.
Yeah, Marova Kukuba, Varova Tofiba, Unyala, you know well, and Alabama Quay the board consider Nano. I'm a move on Yaka who cover a chami Messi, Mimaru to Mukunya moving me so. If you have Mukunya with me say, then you have to rethink about your decision. I see nothing wrong. As long as life is flexible for Ghanaians, we are good to go.
Let's move on.
Yo, abo mipa agric nyakpo. Mano gbogbombe. Ale mipa ndunya o wole dukoya ma. Ye osube maro gbogbombe nuke mipa dukola waro ejuli never fienke otanwe wo azu NDC wo evidem cho previous government initiative so
have you ever do two program
this is my TV, this is my radio station. This is one of the best radio station in Volta region. Actually, show come live. Alabama call. That should be TV GML. So I was so pleased to come today to be part of this discussion. So I'm here. So I'm a Mark Blobberry. Upper coming, deputy agric minister. Is it this is Kasunov, right? Upper come over Kasunov.
Is it Dumalo?
Afo Dumalo. You can't
just this year.
May this year over. Early this year. Early this year. Has there been any harvest after he left?
Yeah, Margaret, the local me
no, have there been any? I cover Molu upon a new one. Molu Jingoma Tonko Molu ready for harvest.
Okay.
Asiagoma. Yeah, deputy minister miaƒe ŋuto mafia godzi eko fertilizer kotoku akpɔmene ekɔve afi mia 4000 nye akpene akpɔmene ekɔve miaƒe MP tɔ ƒe lobby so wo ge ɖe me MCO ƒe lobby so wo ge ɖe me nu yiwo katã wɔte ŋu wɔ ale be fertilizer yiwo ke do gbogbo le miaƒe ŋuto me eyi ke dzi wo re ne amewo hafi amewo ŋutɔ ƒe lobby so ko va wɔ va kɔ ƒo ɖe woƒe agbededo me just because wodzi be yewo a benefit from the Feed Ghana program egba yiƒe video ya kpɔ mimi le egba yiƒe video nye kpakple mi kpɔkpɔ ita no wɔ nye be Ghana he mi le gba President Mahama be ale dɔgɔme nyawo do gbogbo ɖe dzi le ƒome nyi ne va yi ale ke miaƒe ŋuɖunyawo nɔ ne yi ɖe kɔŋu ƒleƒe naƒle kɔŋu ɖeka alo naƒle kɔŋu ɖeka 7 cities 5 cities at the time ke exchange rate ele ɖe ƒomevie medzi be magblɔ be eyi ke nye kpakple mi ƒome gba miaƒe ŋuɖuɖu nyawo enyo ŋuɖuɖuwo wo sɔgbɔ na mi elabe woko afɔɖeɖe nyuitɔwo kɔ vɛ gbã you see ne kpo dɔ yiwo ke miaƒe agric minister exlẽ da ɖe gbalẽ dzi be yi nye dɔ yiwo ke wɔm yi la nya ne me ekpo ŋu keke ne me kpo fota ɖe dzitɔ ye wòfifina na mawo esi nya gɔme ɖa le nye brɔda Kabila ƒe ŋuƒoƒo me ebe ŋkɛ nafi wobe yevudukɔwo alo gbetadukɔwo na va ƒle miaƒe eŋua agric minister gblɔe etsɔ be miaƒe bafɛ so alo teƒe yiwo ke mi store na ŋu miaƒe stock so yiwo ke mi store na ŋu ɖo eɖewo mu gale afɔve dzi o ta mo te ŋu ga ŋu ho sigo le susuma ta eŋua yiwo ke yewote ŋu ƒle yewo ƒle ge gba President Mahama ɖe gbe be eŋua yiwo ke tɔ ɖe asiawo me mo te ƒle mo no ko 100 million Ghana cedis ɔvɛ ƒli me dzidzi o wo ga be no ga kɔ another 200 million Ghana cedis ɔvɛ ƒli ele neni ele 300 million Ghana cedis yi ke wo push into the market pe no vɛ ƒle ŋua va kɔ da ɖe buffer stock esi agoma me dzidzi o President Mahama ŋutɔ eyi ke mi ŋuƒomea dukɔ ɖewo yiwo ke etsi ɖe wo ame aɖewo yiwo ke le aʋawɔwɔ me President Mahama be no dukɔ mi le no yɔna dukɔ ɖe be alo dukɔ ɖe be a certain country beyond aid this is the time we are going to experience when the country is beyond aid esi nya gɔma doko mi gbe kple ŋu ekɔ etsi hae Ghana beyond aid Ghana beyond this and that we have never seen anything doko mi vɛ do gawo dukɔ he wo kɔ mi kɔ kpɔtsi gake gba President Mahama be re apa yiwo ne dzɔ ɖe miatɔviwo dzi ɖe ŋuɖuɖu yiwo ke le ye gbɔ fia dɔ gbogbo ya ƒle ɖe kpatama eva yi ɖe ave yi me eve ƒle ave yi me tɔ ƒe mɔlu akpe wɔme eve kotoku ɖeka akpe eve ekɔ ɖo ɖe Jamaica mɔlua menye ɖewo ƒli egbe le ŋu alo woko mɔlua le nenema ko wodie kotoku wokɔ ɖo ɖe Jamaica be no vɛ klẽ wo process mɔla package afi kɔ ɖo ɖe Jamaica le ko process na mɔlue
le o process le fika
mɔlua ma ɖo ko ave yi me mɔlua le ko process ne dana ɖi ave yi me ba rice le ko process ne
ebo process so e ma ba bian be do we have the factory there to process the rice
so na onye ba ave yi me
or the local way of processing
how do we process rice again no dem jiba no to mɔlua la mi me
no. That is not what I mean.
No, how do we process rice? We no. Mɔlua mi kele mɔlua clean akɔ kahe o ko nyama nya rema mi ma package nyu akɔ rice egbeta. That is how we process rice. If there is any other way to process rice, that is the secondary processing. That secondary processing no nyama very play. Atela mi ma. Atela agbamalo.
You vote there and normal process ni akle ko akɔde kotokuma akɔlura. Akɔlura mi no problem.
Oh, mɔluka we mo Cindy rice no problem le ko ko clean. Maru ko clean washing you kɔte ngomi ma. Roto mi ma fi kɔro de mi. Roto la agbama fi kɔro de. No, these are some of the questions we should be answering. So now onye mi gbɔgbɔ be mi raw things so room re yevu there. Anya juju ye ne le siji gba be maganyo be nye nu kom raw akɔnu raw yevu do. Ita egba gold body ro. Asi yagoba. Agba ita gold body ro. Alebe gold body la fma go die. Agba miento mi pa shika nyu kata mi la wo klom. Angshan kata won na be no ko shika ko mama e fofo ikane gie. Afi e kodi ha o ko ka mi akodi akodi le Ghana du ko ya ma. Nna temi nna wo mro. So if Mahama nna ko karo ma ko moluo hika o be twi le gba o be twi la gbalaji ko. Iko le pakple nyi kata na acha kata ko ro. The little way of processing is to send it up there. Oh winema. 2 Yepa cocoa products so yo kanele miesi etafla chocolate toffee hey mukata ko mi ko toffee cocoa ko we mukata o le President Mahama ro ko be ko na yefo chocolate le ma toffee o le ma nruru katanya cocoa nruru o le ma other juice yo kemi wole nya go fie ni cho kabila no mago project nya product are advertise ni to ma yo be mago chi gbogbo la shin ta na va je mo va plan mago o process nya da mago pe mu ikanya juice mo president Mahama o process le du ko ma o ko ro ye vo da nya ni to ma oro. These are some of the reasons why the man is doing this. This is a visionary. Asiya go ba ko mo ko ro gbaji besu suba hayo ka dog gbogbo mi agbo fiere ro pon va nya nya nton ton nya ngolo mi agbo fie wo pon ipon va nya alo ba yo du gba o ma Greek minister gbogbo mo ka gba West Africa countries are in a talk with him ba ni ho kana le mi si le du ko ma yo va play ala ba o pon wo pon va nya o pon wo pepe lo o pon wo quality e kana lo shi. This is a man who is selling Ghana to the world.
Okay.
Asiya go and President Mahama ma wo man Africa to ko re ko awe na ye futu ko yo ka taflati apa wo mu lo no ni odomi asiya ko ma ye futu ko yo ka mani Africa ju ko ko awu na ye futu ko ha the same thing you want Africa to ko yo ka o onyi cho awu na ye futu ko bubo ha a package me pangu akoro de wo alabagba they are appreciating it and they say they are coming back to see what exactly this man is doing in this country and that is what we are experiencing ta no onya be agba no onya be agba Greek minister agbogbo be me pangu ru dogbogbo ye ye nfon pakple du ko bo va play menye be the ngbe dara kamali be time to come no matter how plenty the things are we have to buy them ourselves.
All right.
And we are building this country and it's not going to be built a day. We are building it gradually and in no time we will be there.
Nenye be uzube lei mi adoki ota otsumbandu abo. Why is it that still I'm more complaining? Because it seems this week, mi have poultry farmers so over kokolozi la yo season. For am yo can never kokolozi apple ma oda damreji. So what do you intend to do? Close so at least nu yo mi be obo de du koma. At least du koma you na benefit ban afi mi aba kono do rek beta.
Ma dakpe apo anya ikene glo. Problem mi unye be ko Ghana say ikene le mi shi ku de mi pa shi manwo mi ma control na shia o. Na ma de va plan gbonye 2 cedi. Ye hoye to be vedre you vedre achi o ma chi shi o me ma kam ye to be vedre na ma. That is where we have a problem.
Taviaba minyane nema. So why then were you lambasting the previous administration?
No,
Udanare uji over jirudu or dadare uji or dadare uji akpan.
We are there. I saw a kunyama na glove. As at the time he came in Gloma, alle who never play much. If you have Gloma a sipo previous government, the poultry farmers so do you open products which come na you make put a sipo.
Tama do lipo.
No, na sipo but poultry farmers so do you open touchy come na you. Nicho Seto, this honorable Dumalo, Deputy Minister for Agric, Nicho Rulepa Kokroji, create thousands of crates ever connect supportable no do. As in Yagoma, so no never as at the time he go Yagbon, na ida aquaver lefa tuma from a coclo a new parallel, advert from you. He had a conclusion Murakarochi chef ma or play loud. As in Yagoma, Alaba government subsidizing no problem. Government expect pemrumbo pak blemu agreement no jireji like boss some close we want to feed ourselves, that is feed Ghana, and we are feeding ourselves. That no a few of the people in the market wo your control the market, your control everything that we do in this country. Mind you, politics for me Ghana to koema gagbo to hekene ayingbe obula du koema ugara am hachuchu marupa kotokuma yele mepa politics per government de Ghana per history mo am moto be asio chana leo lo pashi chacha pa ngo won shankata woga atatu viura nyigba lo pashi chacha klo pa ngo na mo ika na tefa kpoma maga hunku na wo gake du ma vio onya be anwo didi la du koma ta no onya be na nyang dralare yene yeshime never play on aro never draw yene ngo drama shi hom ye duma viere kwe ngie dana la shi khoma anya ba ngoro jita na va duma vie gbagono ba wo ranwu jin kafi o ngo shi khoma la ka they will tell you in face so kafi wo nya tapa
the next issue enya ba ayi mi gbogbron fia ba silos yo ka wa kwa store normally when MPP started the building of the warehouses you guys were say oh more the view plateau well finally in Ketu Nofa that warehouse ike mi ba manu warehouse mame bafa stock to wa hofia ndu oplan kokomdi the mia global because me di political power ma you ma ye tai MPP to no ne pa no ma mi mekpon nwi de kalama
Mereku atingo pere mi ngo ko na pegere mi White House somebody ni MPP as at the time he came no complain.
Hey, don't worry, I'll ask the MPP rep.
Yeah, we nya.
Voya nele mi
Go ashi
agbofia.
come ready.
Ya nele mi agbofia. Nyinya be mi akata wo to warehouse na mi le ketunof.
And this year, what to me there, I don't me o Jimmy there, Ponly Adeji Alegbe, me make poor nyatafa, a damn event on Yabu Blomu. A Siagoma. It are the only reason why MPP is going to remain in opposition in the country for very long, and nobody will see the truth, they will not say it. Meow, Yamunya, Afike, nye, he can laugh here, Yamake, Anna, Grofia, who buffer stock carretu. Ye,
Warehouse.
I don't warehouse to he can buffer stocks. I don't buffer stone and meow. Ye, me a pack was so, never ask of Boreji. Ye, me check it to Gakere. Ni ka nyamatongo gbole but no nyebe nyamado ha can you temare na a complain for nyebe draw him the contract sum no nyebe warehouse tum de pare ye ha warehouse ma fi rega na me ba nto ne ye gahe kana wo ko warehouse ma tume gama sokple warehouse tomorrow we have all the right to complain but we will never complain about the warehouse being built. Mi mang po mi on this it na onye ba ngonya ntoko ni ka omi na lo le katoko mi gbo kan bo yes na ntoko kare mi agbo ba politics am agbo no ba mi etungo we wo ka omi na le
okay
asi agbo ka ka ba na nu nyo ho le ka mi po pa ha no gbo no ba nyi he on la ngbegbin ike na nu ngbegbin ho le ka mi po ka no gbo ba nga on la nwie NDC Puma malamiamu nyatepe plen kore toto yele mi po nya ogbo ta matungo gbo no be buffer stock aro mi po warehouse nya magbo no la no nye be mare risk allegation aro risk concern about it ka akure gahe ko bo yo do menchi ike gama sokle do he ko bo yo mo
mi akpo fifia President John Dramani Mahama va enuru yo komi le kodo don de gbeta record so le won plus so in the near future amareke ma va ava no asiton mu na mi be mi kon ruru de gbeta ike record so mele ba recently mi sebe what's the name mi agric sector over under the previous administration or importer or alo odon ruru alo chogbeta ikoma hefa so currently is it the barter system we are practicing because okoina mi va im hefa so this time around mi aton aga call ma kodu telephone e practicing mi la lo mi ga hoga ko we na mi be mi akon gogo ido
is it at the time was he Matthew Poku or Brenna Champon or we've had 27,000 tons of rice no maize ever ko feed me person kuvio over do moldo over du la balika o na balika na gbo mi na gake mi va jogbo ni to ya I don't have any record and any evidence to that but I can assure you that thing has been ratified. That debt laf ma be mi ve do molu pakple yen nyeme atenwa now record areke as an evidence but I can assure you but that problem has been solved but mi po molu mai ka obo do le gbaje meki now abia be record le nye ka mi
record taking
you see oba ayachi ye fia hongre pa me nui ka tapo mi kpot le duko ya me but agba American CEO na buffer stock figure o legba elle court elle a blush the Ghana gama a blush the Ghana ga over is almost 2 billion US dollars almost 2 billion inye guy gama o blush do ala be ka mi mpon fie ipa for ipa guy gana le account money kra okokpe dareji be manga kokpa ju ba se ike court global madu garako ipa nwi oko wo watch ika odena allotting 1.5 million Ghana cedis. Yeah bro. No nyo buko 1.5 million Ghana cedis covering watch you got allotting reviver me here do yet pabubu. Me tungo ho reviver FM me tungo ho here. Ave do yet pabubu me we on your TV station. Nsham katana no ma. With that money alone. Kaka gama you couple watch it allotting. Ala be me pe sukuvio wo le domayi de me pa taji mi ve ko mo shoshoro rice eva ko wo dile ekpo galeji ihanya gbale mi si o da o yu mo lo ran huke ko ba do ra ma repe secretariat ihan mi mo chore kala mu egba
so ayi mi va mi kunu mo katama mi ekpo result nyaka gromi na Ghana to o le malum because there is one thing you are not really doing but you pon ya ayi mi va fia
ita mo le koturo
ta mo shosho rice and halem
mo shosho rice me ko ro ko ta ro ko
okay
aroga mo shosho rice me ko ro ko ta aroga Gake alle
Alright.
all rapper find the soul man. It
Okay.
at the time, at the right time, it will come there.
Akwe. Good afternoon, Sir Wisdom and Kabila. Kabila, how did you know so much about Ohabu Agri College? Kabila, I wish to know you in person. Splendid inside Ohabu. Splendid. Me Adugbanu. Then we take the next message. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether this is well. Let's see what will happen. Now, if Mahama is indeed serious about building a resilient economy on agriculture base, Agric Minister should not be at post after making such reckless and unproductive advertisement, inviting the ECOWAS community to come and buy food surplus directly from producers. Does it mean the Agric Minister and the entire NDC government has no basic idea on how to store food, how to store this food crop for future season, considering how climate change is affecting farming? God save Ghana. This is coming from Seth inside Kasu. Seth me that better message at her. And then the next one. Good evening, Sir Wisdom. Please, I want to ask that what has the Mahama administration paid for the 27,000 tons of cereals and grains that Nana Dodan Kwaku has borrowed before inviting other organizations to come and buy the glut? And this is coming from Achu inside Tajahu, Miedakbe. Eli Phillips in Jokoto. Wezo.
Yeah, for your Muslim.
Okay,
I found a me.
Yeah. Dogwana me cover.
Akba, ma adogbana unto. Adogbana, your co-panelist or producer, DJ Dana Boy. Ikinanami, good music every evening. Amadagba number. Looking at him on any ordinary day, he seems like someone who is a taciturn, reticent person, introvert, more formal. Whenever he's in the studio and they tell them, but Dana Boy Nima and Bloma, he gets amazed because he has a contrasting life. Okay.
The microphone we sit behind. Allo console ya bomi no na edukola above do allo tromi wa do ene. That no matter whatever that is happening to you, when the moment you get into the room and then you are before the console, you realize that over Nwukata you forget about it and then you give listeners what they want. Kene dugula me voire. Fuma la fina gaba ire. Ni ne gaba jojore you wana ga ire. And so that is how it is. Even Nyanyento personally, I'm grown now. But when they see me outside, I don't talk. I'm the reserved type. But when I come on air, I say, so that is how life is. That the microphone.
Yeah, maybe one God Kabila kwe owe. Upa public life plus studio life akata. Yeah, also. Nyanya mofo I'm an innocent person. All right. Yo, Akbar. Yeah, I've heard my brother one God. Ritualistically, the royal family. No tonchi kluvia so headed to Togba, over no podo foma. Amagan foma, Jokoto foma, Laketa constituency. Yes, you're hardworking polling station executive, so in all the 4 zones, Georgia. Funny. Our people, my host, Blafeta. Ukata omyanko some fifth life Yamadogbano. Yeah, Mr. Nana Wato Ike Ujabova studio. Afi Motava, Mova step in. Yeah, Abunaba Juchichi Aka Jomle Yupa area ma. Manifest Lafia. Akama Gleneba ye Ujo Echim Pipi Gaka.
Ona minya maintenance.
Over maintenance well. Me hueno. At least all no blame sunny. Yes. For your fear mom dogbe, my dogba no. Rainfall oh my fans, I'm a yokako. Number of our studio ko katan o tune over radios our my dogba no katan
few. Dogba no succeed.
Yeah, my dogba no succeed. He's been on the phone with me, my Vavaga studio, Vavaga studio. I'm a bo. Mavaga one god but this is the first time he came a good doing. Okay, if a fan are Yona Cho soga kohwa iko ba ye gbadomra ba
Almighty.
Almighty yo ne
Almighty. Heroes play.
nyekulo mi dogo twice sure okay.
Was it time you on government man low time
Tell me
you?
who no government man.
Okay.
Maybe that time a government fever later.
Ezo. Yeah.
Mm.
Must say for now.
Mm.
In fact, I was struggling to make the head and tail of it. But I know you creating the impression, but if you are do services in the shadow.
Well, maybe
Ever
if you
did
want,
this
if you want to
bottom.
have a bite on the IGP, Penya,
Yeah, the IGP issue.
If you don't want to have a bite, you
Yeah,
can
how
sue
many
him.
McBlover, President of administrative discretion.
Mm.
Yeah, I've seen him trying to make meals of it, political meals of it. Yeah, majimbe ako politics are weave appointment extension yamu. Gaka you for president do son and whether he's a listening president. That when the directive came from the police council, but you know extent IGPR you know for contract you only 2 years extension. Oh, we could them Gaka you see the press secretary to the president even that you when he came. At least, nya yiko blona me, nya yiko blona lawyer position. We thought about these issues of contract extension and something of the past, allow something that will be alien to them. Many we joa manifest law for government only for this to happen. Well, over hypocrisy, you can maga them, jajem amasham. Yes, you are here when your bot PR journalists always come to the TV sets, look for programs so in their bites, telling us, but you should let the retirees go and let the young grow. This is the phrase he came catch, which was very pleasing to the ears. But let the retirees go and let what? The young grow. Yeah, you blomnami. Any people trumpeted this. When we came into government in 2017, Mr. David Asante appeared to the IGP. Meaning 2 years extension, yeah, again by the police council recommendation. Nyakawe mi blona mi. You threw your hands in the air. Nya you ka blogge mi lana mi, ba you ka koga mi ala koko fumia mi ungo katafio. Calling out the legitimacy and otherwise of it. Tami bunaba NDC va. None of these things who manifests. I got Jamiano Pokpomum. Gaga, you see, the NDC, they run a PR government. Mike Yogblo. And pleasing to the ears of the people, or do well and well sermonize on it. Gaga, they don't practice the things they preach. And I can give you examples. For you, you remember the code of office conduct? EK President John Dramani Mahama launched a big display of it, big meal of it. About the fanfare that greeted that's this thing, documents are like an appointment code. We bunaba ostentation EK will advise against, but his appointee shouldn't live opulent life and all those things. And me bunaba anyang EK. For government right after that he did that. Who announced the emergency you know ko sami $50 a mom a splashing me on to mi po mi conduct man mekan yemi gagblebo as an appointee you must show respect and reverence to Ghanaians, allow to your critics. I can carry some George Magbo now openly questioning the minds of Ghanaians, insulting them, the intelligence of Ghanaians, even journalists that host them into their studios. They go abrasive on them. They are not clever, they are not smart. Okay, the sanctions that has been spelt lower presidential code of conduct, mama, allow appointees code of conduct, mama. Sanctions more manifesto. So they'll say things for the gallery. Nikea generates applause. Aka when it comes to applying the sanctions, in blue and white, they won't do it. And that is the NDC government for you.
Okay.
I can give you tons and tons of examples. They'll say something right and go left. They are deceptive characters. Open one ad a sbolang manu, and that is what they capitalized on. You have cover government, man. Today people are saying it. Did I hear you say, but you are over de poto funya do de poto? I don't know because no de jik poto. Then I don't think but we should be recording post harvest losses. Abaleke story agbleno. For which reason we want to activate other West African neighbors who over no because he mentioned it here. Bo didi potopata yena but there are glats. Nyaya yek blomulenya. Na do bobo. I'm telling you, but there will be shortages. People will buy and even buy to store. Like a gamon lino koko plan wawe. The money no day. Miao kwe enjoying. Miao kwe enjoying miao NDC. Pula miao for highling so. Pula miao for residue so. Miao kwe enjoying. One God. Jotafa. Yes. You have been appointed as a NADMO Supremo for Keta constituency. Every time you are receiving your remunerations,
But that,
honorarium, so
but this is
he's
not in
working
relation
for
with
it.
the
Knowing that you are an NDC person,
Ellie, let's
your
bring the
monies
discussion
are
to
coming to you promptly.
Ellie, let's bring the discussion to the agri
People
sector.
have worked.
Ellie, let's bring the discussion
10
to agri
months,
sector.
11 months. People in the YEA sectors working 8 months. Me here for now. So if not Blomba Agbobobonamu, it is not the truth. Today, electricity tariff has been increased by 17.5%.
Ellie,
We are paying more. Agba Revival is paying more for their electricity bills than they used to. Compared to the previous regime, it's better. What wall better no all about a home? What wall better no all about 2,000 CDCK? But Vamna has communicated every month a home. We thank God. I saw you. Yes, you are handsome. Yes.
Ellie.
Look at the cholesterol that you have built in recent times.
Ellie, let's bring the discussion to
Look
the
at
agri
his
sector.
weight.
Let's bring the discussion
No,
to the agri
but
sector.
to assume, yeah, if a limited life, a biology, like you know, if a close circuit, play associated, largesse yamole, or extended to assume, but every Ghanaian. Aleko enjoy him. Every Ghanaian enjoy him. Because today the Ghanaian student is worse off. Agba secondary school, the cost of going to secondary school is at extreme heights. We have returned to those days. Jilao, Odrano Panyigba, Odrano Pavo, Afiodono View, Koko in a square.
Ellie, let's come to the topic.
Yes, we are coming to the topic.
Do fiambe a Gaimele Ghana Tosi. What plan to draw? Ye time to draw like Blogy.
Yes, of course, they are Gamaliori. And we've been recording this Glatmania Banyo.
One God Penya,
the vision of this post-harvest losses are ye bet this one district, one warehouse when daddy. And you was talking about the man you inquired about the numbers of warehouses he came to coming from him, which you relayed to me. We did about 80. 80 warehouses with 800,000 metric ton space.
So
all the equipment has been put there. These issues of losses are because the equipment are the Malamo, preservative equipment are the Malamo.
No, are you talking about the one district, one factory? Because we have one district, one factory, then we have one. We have the warehouse.
Yes, of course. That one district.
If it is about the transformation of the raw materials into finished product,
bet the one district, one factory. So we know the Casa de Europa, we know the Kumfi Juice, we know the Nanu Juice Company, and all those things. They are not just selling domestically; they are exporting. They export bill this time consistently till the time you can it has always shut up. And now me have reserve at Dogboglo. Reserve my over no nyikpo. Today, go and check again. We brought a bill through Miafufu, the old man Morgan Lepon cover. No, the last trade minister, Fiva Oni. Ashanti, no. I mean, I never saw that lunch here.
KT Hammond.
KT Hammond. He brought a bill to regulate import substitutions. You saw where the resistance came from them, from your camp. But if you indeed wanted this, but at least I'm import bill because rice the deja donor. We spent over billions every year on rice importation. Nyomi va me reduce a cra. Yes. Nyomi va me reduce a cra. Today we are back to factory default. Today we are back to factory default. Tafonya. What I'm trying to say in here, but for the minister's call for West Africans to come purchase super products, this loss is I think it's one of the innovative ways. It is something that has been happening. In fact, the trade liberalization scheme, bet ECOWAS, one of our protocols, that is the free movement of goods and services without any tariffs, charges. It is all to make sure, but dependability on neighbors are high. We don't have to be importing always, which will put pressures on our reserves. Nanaba Sidia va kwana toto. Thanks to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, after has been birthed. The African Free Continental Trade Center. Nyawe Gava's headquarters, like here. It is to make it at least shortages of products countries Ghana as headquarters can provide those ones, and the ones that we also don't have economic activities. So with this, the one district, one factory that they have bastardized so much, today because of the ethanol factory, Caltech Ventures, because anytime you get agbalia no new glat van no new no drain now company malafima eteva no new ever absorb gather over ethanol production today. And then the word Dankwa Akufo-Addo pharmaceutical companies, so you can do through one district, one factory. Agbali more plum called Parak Blutomokatanwami. You see, so this and more Yeji Miller. That let there be more factories that to process these raw materials into finished products. Ike adokrami atawa no nya export to ike generate revenue nami. And hey okay ko meter consumer gaka I will read this again, but the post harvest losses ike experience me miller this very period. It is because but that is it. Early product only. One God cohort our wo enjoy him. One me for him na teacher so me for him na nurse so. Ame yoko do why ye recruit yoko worker me for him no fiko gakpo galaba purchasing ma o.
Ame
yoko employ genuinely.
Why I mean you follow processes are fewer payment and I.
But for how long? Because if I've been employed for 8 months, 9 months, I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yes, the why.
Are you sure employed for 8 months?
Oh,
the 8 months.
Okay. Oh, 4 months.
Maybe
okay.
4 or 5 quid.
Okay, that's fine. 4 months. Gaka, Charlie, 4 months. How can I be going to work every time? But some of the people they are working in the security sector, do in the health sector. They are serving as backups to the core people.
Yeah.
That when there is any this thing, apathy, as a result of they being famished and all those things, efficiency, reduce that the money is in there, the purchasing power is in there. They are only glorifying themselves over the manipulative textbooks these figures about exchange rates and all those things. And today that they are having the rates, Gaka Abochi is the one having the dollars. And today the people that are important when they need dollars and they go to our banks and Aka when they go to the Abochi doesn't sell the dollar to them at 10 cedis as they gloat. They always gloat themselves over. The Abochi sells it 13 cedis, 14 cedis. Tano yova don't want like better. Yova still a guy ko drama ko ho ko a gamma ko. This time kran go hagava ko yiji awunshang. So we are not experiencing the reductions. Mikwamu, Fonya, Mikwamu. Yes, a Fungcho have agree college.
Make Blonyama choice.
Make Blonyama. Gaka Obagan Fonya, the bite out.
I'll bet Kabila man when you have me war.
Oh,
Discussion.
Yeshi do go home. And I'm telling you, but Agbak Blumber, Kabila Blum. And I'm telling you, but look, apart from Nkrumah, since 1964, EK. Those school year have agree college here feel like here. No government post in Nkrumah invest heavily in the infrastructures of that edifice than Nana do Dan Kwaku Addo. Their lab, their auditorium, and I'm telling you about the degree program I can go on the root blocks of it. Nyawi and the first batch wrote their degree in partnership with UCC in 2022. And these are things of public record. And a leafy life. Yeah, of course, we are calling for its upgradement. Mijijimbo on Nutoke or on university. Now Nutoke more modernized university. And he's spoken about encroachment, which is also true. Ike efiado upon one moment. So what I want to say, neighbor, yes, the minister, Mr. Opokure, if I'm correct. You know me?
Eric
Opoku. Yes. Yes. The idea that he has bet. It's not that bad. Yes. Nico Jimmy Miller at least in so doing let make sure one district, one factory, me or about 150. Ike lia. Hey you kamita bubo moka tawa mita uno. Na bubo no. Ofugala ni moment.
Okay.
No for galang momo kwa. Program manata one on yiko. Then some of these raw materials, some of these post-harvest losses EK record me mila will be a thing of the past. Miomi nonya, they were glad gaka the level of post-harvest losses it is not to this level. This time we are facing situation but the people are not even having the monies.
Already
purchasing power maliu.
Egala mosi ke agbla ko desa ike eva we be nduru abacha me.
Agbleka, in what way, in what pace? Agbleaka damula agbleaka nye brothers who denna. Agblema yiko demula. Ike ne wa vanene ma amuva no wa flema. Agblema yadma ekesma yiko demula. Ake the current situation ike face mule nyeba gamala moshino flew. One God how it is just a small circuit of people. Wokwe a galoshi. Amo do wom. No public payroll since 2017 so those people have become redundant financially. A gamalo shino purchasing mao.
All right.
A gamalo shio. People over budget blom nami about 160,000 people leave life here awaiting employment. Odogo colleges, odogo nurses, odogo. Those people will not be working again in 2026. They will not be employed. The macabre continue. The scarcity issues continue.
Okay.
And the earlier they start thinking jobs. Opa 133 yaka glomol namia who implemented, the better it will be for us. You know, but they have allocated some money for that. You can get 119 million Ghana cedis. For 119 million Ghana cedis. The public payroll is 800,000. So if you are telling us about 333 shift system, it should be this 800,000 people times 3. And we spend the amount of money you can spend on compensation. The deja is over 36 billion. This 36 billion times 3. Yemi jijimba miyako. Not this paltry 119,000 yako over kokomnami million 190 million yako jijimba yo allocate na this 133 like on a job system.
Okay.
Ike ukokoko dadamdio. Fonyam To
All right,
conclude,
yeah.
yes. Do you know a guy who allocates a part for fla? Part for fla lo. Part for fla. A suba guy who allocate by your kokoji donamwe. Part for fla, which is a one of something. They have allocated over 250 million Ghana cedis. Aka oba yo koko padi ke at ke doji genami. Ike ba yenemi wo do maga enma nyanto vinya matama fle pardoning. Yeah, over 100 million pay eva koko direct pay. So it's an issue of priorities. It's an issue of vision retardation. Ye tu John Lafia Fifi Lafia. The John Mahama government and their people, they are only interested in over PR gimmicks, over PR stunts, ni yike your war, yike in the public amu not that, but you got the real impact of it has gone missing.
All right.
Akbar.
Good evening, Revival FM. Is this what the communication in the NPP has become? Or lamenting on useless propaganda and attacking others, they won't change. That won't change the fact that the change we want has come and it will last forever. Is he saying that under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, every worker was paid duly? He should know that we are all growing and learning, and some of his words can not move us anymore. It's only clear now what you, Ellie, and your cohort in the NPP have looted over the 8 years that you were with us, and that tarnished someone's image. This is coming from Polka inside Tajabu. There will message at her. Then we move on. One God.
Yes.
Now Roberta Adeli now 1 minute, and then Roberta coming to move to the next topic because of the time. Let's move.
Document man global day. And bro bong you got propaganda song
Propaganda like a gum.
propaganda song be miao oko appointment aye miao ko salary hemna second nebe gamale du komu yitai mu amopo mu touchy homana oro do nyebe akble ko de agbala maintain. Enye glomle no, I've never found it in my life before. Kakenye gba promi mfungba. I am cultivating 4 acres of land. Na akponchinya. Nyeba ntororo no kwe, akponchinya. Akponi nchi katafu ye. The reason why I was late for program was I was in farm. Agbeme mele. Nyema dagbele nyagbeme kpo. But I also want to be part of Feed Ghana. And I have a video on my phone which will tell you that we will farm to feed Ghana. I have that video here, which I can show it to you. I have never farmed in my life before. We 4 acres of land, he cultivates me. Just the first time a farmer. Revival FM cry over 25 acres of mango plantation. You can play.
Yeah, me video.
So no, nyebe novinya no nyira fie yo gbogbon be gamele du ko hemo yitenwu touchi agbadiro re. You see, as at the time he came Mahama na jole jiji me na fertilizer agbedela free of charge bono ko dagbele.
Okay.
Gaka hey came Mahama jo for you over sugar that fertilizer ji na gbo amumuto fertilizer so ba agbedanya wo sese you be yepo molunwo wo hoshi gaka gba mi na fertilizer agbedela obo no dagle nya fertilizer kotoku re ke nya mo kpo fiere ri mo be awo fertilizer kotoku re ke taflache nya ma cultivate anyi gbare yipo do emo ogba e gba mo nfo gba klo fi ma to for the gbona gbo be agbe ka mo na la shiyan asiyan ko ikan nyima dagle nya gbo mo kpo but na onye be nya nyima dagle kpo gaka mo ma try yima wo e ka mo na Bobo no vinyara ha be try o e kare kamera na ko nka we me to shi no gele du ko ma.
All right.
So no nyeba bro nya ma Feed Ghana. Ghanaians are buying to Feed Ghana project, and they are doing things that you can think over. Lokumejo ma do ta flache na bro boy. Na do efu gba ike ta flache. The view me no view na tengo senya yo goma. me ga no fio you see communication ta flache menya ye fugbe he na do loto ye communication na ba na menya afia kata no ga
do fia ba you fugba go menya sese mo alo like
nya me have a problem o ala do efugo nya me se go mo kam
if he blend it do na fugba play you fugba
yeah nya go ma blending na menya fia nya nyo kata na va no ma fia do flukwe
me to go ga wenya do. So the Electoral Commission, Fifia, yeah. Oh, Ellie.
I should have a bite, right?
Oh.
Man, not too late. All right. Akpa if advice I must see. Yes, but when you ban Jamila, that nan fuma. Lisa. Bagbanas bo maybe a fubayike. Sometimes I say these things extemporaneously. Mahamata blog and ambe yamasagomo. Aga easy phone. What is the propaganda? In Kenya propaganda, is it true about 13,000 people who have been duly employed? You go to the public sector sector workers commission protocols out there. You go absorb for doma. Is it true misako midoda minyao? It is true. Facto nya. Now, that is not true. Financial clearance ali. The financial clearance was there. Miko clearance accordingly, the 2025 clearance clearly, right. And it expired in December 31st. As I got me. So, is it also true? But today, the Ghanaian students, parents, if like GV, via school man, I got trust with people time on ikoga anigbandrage aga plan because today the cost of going to secondary school are ever more than the cost of seeking tertiary education.
Oh, like seriously?
Yes, of course. To get placements in Kitasko, Plutomokata 7,000. On top of MP, Vagbli 30,000. Amada placement la Bomosu secondary school STEM school 144,000. Nabamaka. MPP Toka. No. MPP Toka. Fonya. Where is the comparability? What is the comparability?
Fifiari.
Propaganda.
Fifiari.
Where is
one God? Me na joinebe. Amare fo be vina yide Kitasko. Ike micho osukwa makwe. Wonto anya be ye via me qualify by Kitasko. Ye ne be we atokpongo ye vina yide Kitasko. Why do you complain when you go and pay those money?
At that distance, placing of alo lekeyoni placement of schools Plutomoka Tawa Magaigua. It is something that has been with us for a very long time.
Even under your regime, I'm working for high.
No, the self-placement option. How? You can tell me this. Self-placement option. How? Self-placement option. Self-placement option. Evidence are Lafika Goji.
Self-placement optionally. Ellie. Self-placement option.
Yeah, self-placement option. Doko na waga free ai.
And
you people are paying premiums.
No,
the financial barrier. Never did that. And again, this is not even contestable because unto for MP so.
That is how honest we are.
Viviari.
It's not.
There is no honesty in Yareko.
Ellie.
No.
Ellie.
Yes,
Ellie.
you were not farming first. Yes, Fonya. First, you were not farming first.
We have to move to the next topic.
Yes, you were not farming.
Yes.
If you are a we thank God. But if you are, yeah, exactly. If you are, Fonya, go and look at over 2025 budget. In fact, budget statement the minister on the floor of parliament iterated a fact. Ikeba fertilizer importation they already have a lot in their warehouses that they are not going to import fertilizer. True or false? That the fertilizers you got those were fertilizers. Hey, now that fertilizer are fertilizers that the MPP had in stock.
One case you have me because me have gamma. Amono agledelo no really do fertilizer. So one case you have you va.
Recent living as latest as November. December. Fertilizers were dispatched. All the farming groups na assemblies out this 50 kg of fertilizer. Mi ko manu. Wow, na la fi agbogbomba ye chokbla. Bloba ye cho hotel. So skinke, inke fi amba na chokbla. Leko fue, fufuke la nwo. Blenam, you have gone to a hotel because of this 2,000 Ghana cedis. You can come in every time.
Right,
never know you. Oh, nightlife you can never enjoy. You can never want a hotel. You can never hotel.
Akwe, your mic
I'm
is
not
off.
giving an opportunity.
Kabila, let's move on. Kabila, let's move on.
Ellie, Philip St. Jokoto.
Kabila, let's move on.
Hello. It's my turn.
Kabila, let's move on.
Ekpo, it's my turn, la.
Kabila, their mics are off. Let's move on.
Okay, Ekpo, me, all I wanted to say is that Ekpo, famine is not a problem. Famine is not a problem. Adagbele hobe dagbele is not a problem. Farm product you might and we are looking for people to buy it. It's high time Ghanaians are proactive. Our politicians are proactive. We have a product already. We have to give it a finishing product. We can preserve it in this country and also do what? Give it out in the lane seasons. Because it's a hamper harvest, everybody is so satisfied that the class to I can't say na akple na kogba fu megba mega nglobe choi vai kwekop adachi o ye glo maga jore mi ajode mi nyale ke mi preserve e chokpala ba mi ape wo na no wo mo exam o jiji. This is what you are saying. Tanenye gba two political figures one of here and they can't give us solution to the problem but ready propaganda for their political parties. The solution must be that let's get the warehouses, let's expand it, let's put food security measures in place. Ready? Mia pendu duoma agbelon. Kakere one go clearly one of here they are doing propaganda for their political party. I don't see it because there's no solution for now. Egbakula fi mi lady. Ale kemi on get palafi rice hari. They can process more. Nge brother phone to fi abere mo lad road to Africa go in amoa. What kind of cheap talk is that? America nyama nyabo ma to na mo la Africa in. How do you process? Oh, you will kokoi. Beautiful. And Yamana glory. What's the essence of it? But don't do it. No, it's too cheap talk. We are thinking of how to build this country together as citizens, but not politicians. Let's be truthful, let's be patriotic and see how best not political interest. I get me. This is all I want to say. If these two political parties cannot keep quiet, I will say the truth. Midrotola.
Akwe Kabila.
Midroto amana ponula ma ponu de tukana se miangola.
Just a minute. Kabila, a minute.
You see, all I want to say that let's leave political propaganda. We are too much politically settled and greedy in politics that we don't even think about the development of our people. This is why I'm saying that direct the question to the host. The other will ask me. Direct the question to the host.
Akwe.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Sir Wisdom. What my brother Ellie said about paying for the placement is not true. From my side, because Sugan School chose my sister, but she had changed her school to Kita School without paying any money. And there is a letter to that effect to every parent. And this is coming from Achu inside Tajawu, Miedakbe. Ellie, because of the time, let's move to the medical.
He was lucky not to pay anything. I can give him tons of examples.
All right. So, one God, the Electoral Commission, Amy Hopumfia, Joseph Blankson, Edumaji, Englo letter, Agbanle petition, Nadukulola, but what the EC chair with the deputy ara. Is there a step going forward? But Chief Justice Ajokwa, Yohanava, but Ihana Joa.
Juma Khojamanu be na Chief Justice Ajoko, Alba Ihana Ajo. Gakema jibe ma globe majibe programme kemi o ma Revival FM Revival programme at the blue ai kemi mfumfia ha yefu blue chiton ho toro mami ala ba atungo nkunu be kakazana do with all due respect program no omre Kevin Taylor not talk about this very program takafia ba mi program mi o ma fia goje majibe ma mi gangu ma fofofolema wala kuku majibe mi gangu ma fofoi kami fofo ma fia mi di le program let the program be so moderate but amara na tongo no jogaro tomi ngma li la fma ngmo la ento ya o mi ento la fia mi nya ba when it come to talking on top of your voice make a tell la fia me she me katala nya hike matongo.
Okay. So let's
I am trying to be moderate. Me we vala fun be manu jigbon de vivi o be ngwa mo gangu mo fa fa la.
Ma
ko na to give me arejoro ma. ko na mi ko kan ge daraji
one godless.
secondly me jo ma glo be
Mm.
mi pa nya ka mi ko nya re ko yi na mi gbogbo be mi gbo mo du nya glo me ku ku
Yeah,
be
Fifia, let's go to the
mi gere isi pa nya gbo
because of the time. The serial caller will
mo
have
choke
to-
ko mo lu nya ka mi gbogbo be
Mm.
ma ma va fla fa yi me rice 2000 bas akọrọ rẹ yevu brochi bẹ anwue jọrọji gake menyero anwui ke tọrọ mi esie itako kwekọ yira fuma gojero gake kple susu ibe ọbẹ ashi na mi aleba asie ke ojiji ma ima mi pe agric minister gbọgbọn ebere ye le jero rumo kpakplo agric minister me be yevu brochi to gbana gegere mi pe agbolo ma ba flengo that is why we have our buffers that no nyebe buffer stocks peng you kale storm na mi amova fi me yo gbana negotiation yo gale they cannot come and give us a prices ke mi pe ngu plug you
All right,
ta
let's
anyama
move.
ma jibe mi de le tomo be
Akwa.
e ma oba processing ha nwo ta flachi oba processing wo mo lo mi me
Let's
ko
move.
ge kle nya ko yi da fma godo mo lo mi doro ogere afia to akoye na da mi
Let's
value
move.
na ma talk pe ko to kwa mi process e
Ow.
ala ba mo tore du kom
Let's
you
move.
ma jibe now mi talk over MPP top national women organizer po nya gbo
National Women Organization.
Eh.
Nyamaga. Jane and National MPP Toba Women Organization.
Jane Miss Jane
Mhm.
ma Jane adiko me sa
Mhm.
ma jibe ma gbo no ba women organizer onye na MPP
And do you have evidence to that?
ekpo be egbanem pun fi feel I have some videos and pictures of her he ka wo le MPP pe regale so ma anwula lo chin ni
When?
afo le shi odo
When?
you asking me
Well,
when
I'm a market where declare me where you've won the election.
there is nothing she can do na ne kamal you ta wogo
America will employ that was in the various electoral offices so
eh
at the various districts so
eh
I'm a mao you ever popular to war dollar
Yes.
dokoni you declare gbogbon am ma voye declare me gbogbon MPP
mama mata kwe mama mata kwe amu wo do le gba hi ka wo do gbon le jogbaji le isi pandai hi ka wo MP ka na la fan gojo te o nullify parliamentary seat mo te free parliamentary seat ma mo
if
te
we
free
met the presidential man am
eyi ma gbogbo no bari nan ne kamal nyon yesu tan yo wo go presidential election a nan ne kamal yo ta ogo
all right
nan ne kamal yesu nan na ro yesu tan wo gare shia mejo ma gboro be oba na onye be akpachu domo va gboro no be domo loru ma ma hebe na gava be ya bie mare taro na ma mawo agbo nyare na ma o ma ga gboro be ya bie ye dada se po ala be nye tepo mama o po da o ma pe fi oji da we hi afi o ba ji o we cho nka te manya egbon ru po nye brother le Ghana du ko he me le electoral commission vovovo no yin me pe electoral commission a ganto hi kenye echo esoro ka cho abo afi aro son cho abo me pe electoral commission chi don go ya
Afarijan
kojo Farijan afuma wo don na du ko ya alebe mi me se hin le reke le du ko ya makpo asa the time ke on va ro election na roji wo declare election na ro ta flache a declare na election no declare election ko ra udara bota a chama bloji ala ba nya ba nye ke wo ashime ko le pa shime nye ipo le gbanaje ke ba egbo ita mo fona na police mo fona na soldier mo fona na duma vi ola ba nye ke nye dokojo Farijan wo ko iko nye do wo asinya goma so na o declare election na boko royin pe ko da wura boji royin e sisi gato afo pe you siga le juji e la foji e chari bayi asinya goma yes that is for George Farijan for you asinya goma now ye ko George Farijan va over to see mia dada Charlotte Oseji so you have you declare election I declare election peacefully tell me ko o election ka Charlotte Oseji declare nya na chore mu ha maybe era bo nya kukulu chore mu bo ve declare ko nya reke mala mareke o gagbo ko me kata mi zore ngogbe gake MPP to gbo na mi be Charlotte Oseji acho nsaru ko rukiji ako nsaru ko rukiji ta na ye over yo regara le jipieji ko va yo va ha maraka masana ko yes silence ko kaka menya maro ko kaka te ba me social media ha ro this popular compared to that time ko we go vivichime ko mi no mi masana ga gomo ko ro ko mi se ba nyonwo ba ojo ma da yo nye ma da para ka ko o call it to international body ba wonye electoral commission la international esenya koma le Africa kata godo ma ganye Ghana afia ba yipang dohe ko wo a jamo ye nya yo kata MPP chore unchi o ko nyamo mule na mi ama na wo yira ma nya garanchi o ta roko ko nya pie the woman moved on me do go ablo va gbo nyare ke me yo press conference are ka fiere mare party are ke me va glo be ro MP ro ko mu jo ve no nyire ka president Mahama pa mon aro be gba na mo gbugbu nyo e ho aro parliamentary ko mu na ke hike taflache du ko e ko yire me gbe o ngogbe ton iko bi zon yiro ala be minya be na sagbe nya sako when the law is law there is nothing you can do out of the law. So me move on fifi ya nyonwu hike ponya promi le vie Jane Adekwe Mensah nyanya le gbonya MPP women organizer unye gbonye Revival is out. I'm talking about myself. MPP women organizer ma. Yo vado ya jia. Nye brother. First election he can young conduct. Le du kwa ma. In the year 2020. Ngata pe po. How many times did this woman declare election 2020? General election. How many times did she declare it? Young man declare election as a kara. Oh my god, Andre have you about to gba mi la fe goje. No, nya be mi va ro afo eligbo, na gba ro na tun opere mi won. Afo eli nana mi the figure he go declare election 2020. Election 2020. Afo eli nana mi figure. He ke electoral commissioner ko declare election mai. O you na mi. Electoral commissioner ma take yikwe oba alaba registration. Registration e ka oba no register akple Ghana card. Na le ba fina register akple Ghana card na registration na metengo na ayira Ghana card example aro na be na ayira health insurance example a. O health insurance a na health insurance metengo kwa dem gbe na rokio. Gake o jigbezan jigbe ba ho ba mazanga akọ register na Ghana card o. Aro na ko register na voter ID o. Nre kai malo. Gake jigbezan yi jigbe gba na yi na kokko ga ye o passport. Alors passport a ko dem gbe na rokio o Ghana card. Avo jigbe gba na ye ji passport a. Kako bo jigbe gba na metengo ga ayi de Ghana card wo pe.
Voter ID card.
Voter ID wo po. Where are we in this country? Le nyong ma ko pokplote. Ake le nyong ma pokplote le duko ya ma. Nye bro, na ko da hiro re. Na no yo ka no ji ma elebe onyenwi ke na o jokpo nya orororo hafi bubu na gavajo. Esegoma. So le ayi ma ke mi no akọ dada pa ruru o ma le 2020 to 2024. Nye bro, machine vie ka o ko no akọ dame. Machine vie ro ko bu le office. Machine vie ro bu ba ko le gbema. Hike pataflache esenyi o te ke ta onye. Charlotte Soro hike nyen kokoro mo rokiji yong he ba nyo ko rokiji ko edu ko e kata yo ko rokiji pligiji. Nshangu ka to gbo. Yenye finance.
Okay, so the next 2 minutes.
Tamaji ma gbo be na lankure nyong we pa election hike o organize le du ko ya ma. Le du ko ya ma. Le yipa 2 terms hike o le jigbe jaro 8 years within this 8 years hike nyong we la fie goje. Chale anyenye jo. Menyenye one god do gava gbo fie be nyong male bojo hafi ojo. Ghana to kata you see ever of here Ghana to kata u potion be nyong yele bojo. Ase wo va potion be Ghana nyong yele bojo. Ayi ba gba mi npo ma ye ble MPP to ta munya be no ba 38 yolo. Agba
Eblo le.
abla wo munya be no ba 38 yolo.
Vone idenu they are 41 point something.
No, how many regions was declared or how many constituency was declared? Constituency somebody new declared.
How many new ko declare me?
I am asking.
How many new ko declare me when me do?
Asinya kwa constituency you ko declare me when me rujia. They are not complete, so it was left with some constituency to be added. Have you over declaration now pa agboba na you ko constituency mo gava ko pere mu ha na ne kemanya kanyegere MPP o. Yita you gba constituency mo rifa. You to ko na MPP na you ko ni han ye gba o. O wo nya o ko nya o. Just sumata you mo ko ga ko pere mu. Alaba mi o miento Ghana view to pa calculation o ka to wo. Constituency e ke poto, number e ke poto ko pere mu. MPP is still at 38% of miapa election ni kemi wo. Yita calculation manya he. Yipa incompetency. He ke do he ko da shile 1 + 1 manya o mo na nyong yo. Ye we ba nwa egba mi o ga bla bodo mo gbe na me no view. Munya be 38 euro. Yita mo je ma global. Nyong yo pa joju e but me no fit go katakula election ya omoda just because under this woman. No me pa incompetency. You go be nwo leka. Ita meje ma global. Ame e ke dogo vanya agbo ma menye enti sito e. Menye enti sito e. oba election commissioner pe do la
Yeah.
afa do ha chi do moto ka
Mm.
hika oba gba paper yin machine arebu e machine ebu o oba igbo ba ko machine ale ale go machine o fi ba le ntu ye ba no bie fa mo ga no bie tai na onye ba machine ebu o su ba kpele gbo nya ye ko ya fa kanu bie nya re kure hu de su smata ma je na te ma no nyi fa fa abojo
5 minutes.
Akpe. Mark Glover, who is petitioning the president? Make a president a petition. How do you call it? Electoral Commissioner Najo. It's a staff and IT department Electoral Commission. Nukenye pe enyao. Manyenye. Alo One God. Alo Eli Phillips in Jokoto. Ye petition president. Ame petition ede enyakawo kodogwe. What are the reasons behind the Electoral Commissioner? If this petition reach the president's table, you read through all the petition message. They bring an investigation body, but never investigate. Oralize, but it is true. But okay, what this gentleman has put on paper has a weighter. Fine, you can send it there for what a petition to be granted, and the law should take its own course. Everybody has a skeleton in the wardrobe. Some time ago, when they were appointing the electoral commissioner, deputies, we're all making noise here, but no. Political figures should not show the electoral process. Oh, you are Mozart, NPP, and unfortunately, this gentleman at the electoral commissioner, Egba or petition Angloma, knows deeper and better than Enyebakro because he has ever worked with these people. And he also complained about the 2 deputies. So my electoral commissioner Kaku that out. He also write about the 2 deputies. So Mr. Wizo I don't know why I will put it to. Let's look at the competence of the electoral commissioner. Let's look at the people you electoral commission. Who are these people? What have they done before? How do they even get the chance to work at electoral commission? Electoral commission and tonton the aleko of fever. What was the flaws of that person? What are some of the flaws? Even your power man, they feel like when he's still in power. After the elections, what are some of the problems have they identified with the person? These are the things you put on paper. Then you mark your scorecard. If your scorecard doesn't pass you, then you can go home. Political incentives, having trying to just push some people out of way, but there might be a position that may be vacant in case that might never occupy life. That is the reason. Then let's roll back into the shows. Jane Mensah has his time on Odomde. What are some of the problems? How do we handle it? How do we solve it? And Mr. Wisdom, I don't think I have to go deep into this. Obama petition president. So that means there's a process going on. So let's wait for the process to go through and see how best the president will go through. If at the end of it all, electoral commission and deputies, then I think the president has to do the needful. Thank you.
Eli.
Yeah, so Akbar, ma Akbalena for your One God, but look. In communication, I do whom name attacks. It's something I'm very used to. That I wouldn't sit here, man. This is how to communicate. I think I allowed it. And I humbly admitted, maybe so I considered that. Now that carte blanche, every step of the way, behave me. If you want to be rowdy, be rowdy. I don't want to rowdy. Hey, Gaka, we've been coming here. When you're a benyo, Tanella rowdy, you when Mama Naka organelio. That is just by the way, anyway. Punya, this issue is just a manifestation of Niako promise in opposition. Yekwe Jojom. Ogbli. It's one of their campaign promises. But you ve. When you jiraka ko blonde in topon kuma. Madam Jane Mensah since 2020 election petitioner. You ko nyama but you dagada. You sent a frivolous petition to court. But no okbumanae, o bayo, o fio. At the end of the day, you were given your day in court. to adduce evidences. Le a fee akoya kana gbogbolombo fee o fee na ye. Fonya. Na ya o chief witnesses are they are even telling us but evidence ke okokokokoko va but o fee o krama le yo shio. O second and third witnesses yo ka vakran go ha wo kran nyare kama lo shio tikple brodo fanyan yo ko va gbogboloma fi ba. And you expect any competent court to give you a ruling in favor. How does this make sense? Because look, the court processor, it is adversarial. It is not inquisitorial. Anu gbagblombo ba amare wole, tayo wo male tamade kuku. Fuche kponya yamanam na nam victory. Alo na jeje nyanam. It doesn't work that way. No banana jaw evidence. Here lies your case. Your chief like you're the witnesses. Obi oba nani okpo vote nani okpo hamoton ogblu. Ame o kamiga cover oba nana jaw. Leke wanjo oba yo dogo home tikple brodo ble biscuits. Oko tiana yo moko biscuit. You want us to take this issue. But yenye nyala miyashi. Aka you see God being so good Inkejo. In 2 years' time, agba for national chairman. Ikinye general asiedu nketia a campaigning bebe as general secretary na NDC party ya. La ifa secret meetings ma agbeleba lenya tapama 2020 election yomo dujiafio. They never had a case. In fact, yo konwo katanko daddy yo for chief barrister. Leading barrister, he can prosecute issue I defend you le court. He can the venerable Chachu Chikata. Abalan kulan bo niya manya ogo. Do you de kukune? And that audio is out. In fact, about your radio station so bien nya chocho nyamanga believe that 2020 nya de kamale issue. So if today you are here apportioning blames, na gbogblomba 2020 election of you. Amadoku, in fact, is the EC in charge of security issues. Na election door. Are they in charge of security issues? Are you happen to be a staff of the EC? You can honor do Ishai. Do me have institution ike upon security in your. And you should go and read Article 13. And it will tell everybody has that right to life, that right to living. And anyone that tries to truncate it, like you have that power to protest and resist it. That the right to life, it doesn't belong to only the NDC. And they are associated.
Okay.
So if election results have come, declare result, and nyao mivanoni ever blame yato, knowing so well but you lose election. Maga can be got blame miapa supporters. No, you not match to coalition room. No formal. Do you think the security personnel do just be there? Then I won't have your war. By all means, they'll resist.
Right.
They will shoot back. And that was what resulted into the deaths. Fonya. He said something, but I say ni atai because he was normal sir bag blunya de maybe yenya nyonwa pokpo chocho yiko kokoko blonam. Fonya, and he said but a declare election more than 7 times, and he's even exaggerating, but declare election more than 7 times. That declaration of that election more than 7 times ye naba ajaba yoni alo yeta yu tageba anya MPP to nga aba yeta ajaba yoni.
Oh,
she must go. But he said it. Maybe I'm paraphrasing.
A declaration, I want global declaration at Taiwo Yawaniro.
Maraku agyanya na manyama si.
Yes, the next 2 minutes kumia hoko the cover.
Marakuku agbeleba. That is reason matai yetai alo yu kpeba ajaba juru. E majama maraka na a protest nyayo. Ifanya yo gblenya. And funya, you see some of the things mama biabatari. Election day, is it in the declaration? Alo, it's in the gazetting of the results. Majimama biya
it is in the gazetting.
It's in the gazetting. So when you declare, yes, no sign. So what we are dealing with is the gazetted result. and gazetted result ma you koko gbogbolombe ye mi omi koko po 30 something percent 38%. Marakuku mama be about 38%, mikbo alu 41%. Mikbo. No, because people are listening. No. People are watching. Tamaji mama be enya.
Ellie, because
so
of the
you don't want me
time.
to talk.
Ellie.
Oh.
Kabila.
Why are you doing this? No,
Ellie
don't do that.
Ellie.
Now let's see what the Interpretation Act says.
Yes,
no.
We have to take.
No, let's say what the document.
Just a minute.
You never question. You never more rhetorical questions.
A minute. So let's move. A minute.
Mm.
Ellie Mijola, just a minute.
Okay, Akbar. Now this is what it says. First of all, let me quote Article 297C of the 1992 Constitution. In the Constitution, where a power is given to a person or authority to do or enforce the doing of an act or a thing, all such powers shall be deemed to be also given as are necessary to enable that person or authority to do or enforce the doing of that act or thing. Okay. If you have been given a power or an authority to execute something, just as we have given to the EC woman, Jean Mensah, in the declaration of it, where she later on realizes, but you will mistake her that power is still there, but over correctly. Where it becomes a problem, ratify you, remedy mistake here. Oh, Funya, you just talk about behaving well. You just talked about behaving well. Funya. Yes, and let's look at the section. Yes. Oh, Mother Kuku. Let's look at Mother Kukula. Let me read. Oh, Mawunwe. Hey, let's look at Mother Kuku. Oh, yes, Mawunu Mother Kuku. Section 22 of the Interpretation Act 792. About where an enactment confers a power or imposes a duty on a person to do an act or a thing of an administrative or executive character, or to make an appointment, the power or duty may be exercised or performed in order to correct an error or omission in a previous exercise of the power or the performance of that duty. That section 22 are so clearly. But where there is that error, power and she came and she corrected those things. You people took frivolous these things to court. Bro, today you are saying, bro,
yeah, ako for the charge of petrol at Tajo Hudu. Ayo, do on God, let man answer a very no matter, and Moko Virginia, Moko Baduna Mana, lawyer, I really, Nushan come on God, the Lafima, Aletoke, ya, and I knew. Kamaire isi bo, isi ya, yeponu wa knowledge kwa ma mikwe. Dano zwe, ya momino ugo, na zwe, amuto de da kwa. Ajaba ika atoni jira be ajuko je be hanu plero. Aba
Chief Justice.
Nimanya apokaji tu toro asi 2020 be election ma. Nimanya akpaka number ka o ko declare na gamu. Ta na tuma ma ngaro bulum do fo alo zaru ki koko wo nanu ta na bayo nwa gbale titi trenchia alebanga wajule ti makabanto aye nyafa ajipia to ga na especia ama ajene tefa aye ta ti yubo na ga ire doja afova mara ti ko fia ko dege akwa.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, ako godu ina ka ji chulo ko ko.
Mizorango.
Akpa mada akpa no ye madu gona fu nyu ka tale ko le homo le bo fa. Madu gona fu nyeli. Gate sayi don nano ike nyo na do ko mi no na radio bo. Aja fora ni pesu ba mi afenya o pesu mi ho mi aso ku de chomo ju volunteer. Nano ji ma mi ma like mo. Especially early. Yafugba miakata mi fe fugba ka no va ipo yefugba dudu o me na ke hege akoko bi o kaka mi re fuku ni mi jibo mi asenya o ma fitu aba nyaga re diploma ga di uno da radio bo
Magachi yo correction o
apa ma ko tere nya gbo ku ma chumo ku ma do bana lawyer zazi lord agbabo ma do bana to ma do bana honorable bless katamani ma do bana fish africa ma ko yibo de nye ku damba ya fa gana du ko mo fa do ko mi le nya fa gbele ji wo no ha mi ji ba no ko shi na mi anya da do la fa nye na ne ka fifi na yi ka ba ma nye gbogbo do de mi ada gbele fi ya ni ko tomato si ya shi mi you va fa ku ta you stay Ghana ama na ina va ya gre ku shi ma da ka 2 million ta ko no nye ba mi ka ta mi ya shi ma fi mi na shi ma tu na me fa zero shi su alo me fa village su sa fi va na shi uma ake never just tomatoes na mama akoko yire first storm ya ai na jaga Ghana ko jauma boma ifo motore na tomatoes ma plebe amara jibi awe ni hapo ma do ya du ko ni Ghana du ko ma service what ya globe tomatoes ku shira ka 10 cedi ko what dire le Ghana du ko ma 10 cedi sa MPP to le nya do ni MPP to li Fatima to li sa ta ya yo fle abe bi akuvie la ba mi se information adu bo yo fle mu le akufo do for time kai mutin bana jaga less le NDC time akole ko wa fo na ma gbenye ta mu kata ya na mi fo so le Ghana du ko mi ala pa apa ma do bana.
Good evening. Yes.
Ato gbeno la ma.
Akwa mi zorongo.
O gbodo na ma na kabila na la ma na ma kenya afoli nyangle bo. Arabo Adam aku ameka ada anu tokyo to mana akachi sa suntwa. Ayo na nya ba akachi ya po ngisi ada la tala ba ya mekla akachi to ma to ha bogo mai ka onu ganga om la akachi to ma ka ya ma do bene to he ma je ma dia afoli to he ba gogo gro fia ba ya ma po da ka la nyonwi ka o ko da fa ya ma po da ka la ko na na da ka un la fo do ma la fo ni alo fo wa se ke yo kata ka va yi ma wa alo ke mo le fia wa awo fo ni va yi fo da ka o pa la pa se ke do be ma fo na fo da ka wa awo na da su kunya gbala la sima ba do un no la na ko da do fo na du ma fi o no ni da ko ba no do fo radio gbo pla tv gbo ba yo po le ke na ko da mo no chonu yoge na ba un dam si gbo ya suko akpako dani je kwesi ma foli nam akpake jenmesa dana suko
okay
ta foli ya ma po voda dara kala ko no no na ma ai kanye ga dan chora ka ha an ga dan e je va afi o de gba amese na jilula ye akwa akoda da ma ha unti ba fara kama no nyu bi pe le lo bi pe to wo chi ani ikauma mara kama no nwo akoda ka da ka hu wo manyi na ka gbo ma foli na mi ba fa no ya ma jago da kala bo a to asi fodo ma ni akoro la afia da goji o
okay
akoda do fa ma ga la ba le ko la fa ni yo ba yi mo ta ni jiba na ga tro gbo ba fa ka ji ta fa no ya na ba fa ma da joko na jo amabubu na va na koda do fa da no ni nya have ka khosa da akoda do fa ji la ba afa na fa no na we ba koda do fa tro da na ji ndoro na do fa ngda kama ga la du ma vi o kana sa garama o poro o da ko o no to asi fodo mani na la so ran go gba ba zu ko na
akpa good evening
awida
minister associate
radio commander minister associate ke avoro sami jam ke nyele kaji ayo nya communication nya we janita modo gbana nya regional communication officer ona wo kapia pesa
Elia
America madam kole sina ko ko mi ficha pia yoba glana support ata tagano dinato
Elia
one god to tapa bato garu to ko yawe le to kata ji yawe ngoma ren to
so seed manya bia mu
ya
kafi Elia maga pepo
kapili pa kapia gazeli
mi zoro
kwa communication officer regional communication officer nanya ntapo wala yi
akwa mi zoro
bato benito hikla the constituency incoming vice chairman honorable Remakwaku America branch secretary for la Kasisa 120 o dan encouragement da work and do your coordinator mato benito he America na vi man ka help insurance rolim so mama they got help screen are oga italama da doga ma do kola for no
mi quad vet ave mi o
boma lio afonya wi je matagara domaji
mi zoro akwa
lenya tabumari fonya wisdom ali fon mumblai na mastra ngena manya glom fonya li jokoto rugo glomba nguru abora du kwa ma mo ko ganoplio iglamura adon kujiba na nyankuma no dia adon kujiba 2023 alo 2022 anya ba tima da kwa ma gata abliti le bodia tablate nana kufabu anya tu prolare ika tablate ni manya reke me describe manya reke me describe gendia alo atra tablate no apa twere ipo tamasana tu kwa ngola dogoba le ipo diru fa do ma va troba tu la climana abondi ala dogo tablate ko yedi mafia onya blik blaba ba plota nya blik blame ina ba du tu ato ndramani mama yo ko kompia tablate tu ma yo ko bo ablore nanya ba nya klenye ya tablate jak badala to ma wune ata komara na ko ya tipa na wanti la nyagara di aracha ablaga ata komara mra anwa wi ba ngwa mali crown aka amaliyo la na ko fa jiruta maira la tra committee ngore sonya wizon matuna tabanui koklo bari akui ka wuye to gbe play mama ori ye gbe ba jifoku onya ngata ne tinuma ye foko ne notia ne danwoti bama ye foko ti kwa ti po wa woni ya ko bona tra committee va pe o no plan la tukwa ma ta flate anya radio commander minister of state aka afana sami jampi na mara kama ngno petition no hari anya to nya to siria ko la ne la radio banya ngno petition ko na titula don trawani mahama ora ko no era ala bo 1+1 ada kuna ko no ika ba la tukwa kata kutuma no no bi kla tap wa po mania mo ko ta bo no la la so famu ko ne li kokoto ne mi anye ba aje bo ra ko no era ye yana jajiru se awizi
akpa I want to do what can I have? Good evening. Hello. Yeah.
Alangwa.
Akpa
hono vyo mai tula kaji.
Yeah, almighty.
To be her master no minister of city.
Akpa.
Ti klona bo wangor juta fa ye baron mabubu. Ona bo de makwa ku amimi ga dan kula bina gbada da bo agbantu yo ko jine. Akpa ba choma glono ba elile to shiga ati abaja. Kanya ba ni akli so ti ye fo ati eli ba dungula kama. Elire choma ka fo li maglono eli ba yombo unya. Askaba ye fugbe domola e de bebe atanya ko nso secretary. Akare. Na boja no nufo. Ala uru ko fo san ala ba wangod manya ba alufufu na wangod la ka ko ja eli e jama sana na kamo. La bitere ga tutane. Ama kwa eli mara kuno utonya nya glomala apa jemensa egbeto nyaba jemensa anya la ma adonu kune NPP ata political party amala sori ne NPP anyaba jemensa iye ngwa gbala to nya chala oseya jemensa iye wona tane je to do ma jara ngwa gbala bonu nya ha ala to tututu ala ba able kuma jemensa dikra able kuma 16 times but blake abi midi wakwa ameduji mede eli the entity national executive regional executive ona ko popu ye mso bakaki wanyabare result yo ko reselesi na do dan kwa kubaro ziji mede obare no declare alo 2020 no yene Ghana to nyase mara bitazo aba do wala katumo no nyaba eli te mo yo result ma ala bo mo nya result on da na je mi go ba ba mi ala 38.2% aka won kuna ame o kwata ma se isi but amanya na aka to election ya ngula.
Final caller, good evening.
Good evening, Aiko.
Yeah, you call me.
Yeah, I'm going to Jaffet.
Jaffet.
Yeah.
Akwemi Zorongo.
Yeah, Maraku, Aduko Mesa Panyanya, ya Elevation, so Alaba, New Tekoniepo, Aba, Dana Dukomanola Ona, Madu Tunamio, Alaba, Ada, Adeba Nordida, then Slafanava Dukom. Kava Valenya ba Tokura da Garem, MPP Tonova Sedua, and Blibono from the Revival FM, Alaba Jaffa. Tananya ye Philipson, ye or NDC to Takamana Maikanya, one got attack Manama. Are you home? She divide Marakamania, Unani, Doyomo, like you got the idea, Marakamania, Unani, Una. Takayana Panu. Radio Javanu to the Papa, we do Mulava, Avanu Blanc to war. makpo mala fayo
Okay.
kana dudu kana da nyama ma tino do da nyama tino
Akwe, dem ya fa gamata. One God, funyata na. Merakuna wina nkokule, dem ya fa gamata.
Majiba ma ada akpana mi apa turo lau kata ma da akpana Minister Society. Ye maga da akpana Almighty Hero. Mashami kata na ro to mi komi ezamo kokwe magarun ku nya apalike odomatora ka apato doche bele honorable ahia.
Okay.
Adon kuji. Majiba ma globe anya ikafu ali gbogbo ma fia ba enya wo communication ga xam na 2000 cities is neither here nor there malam yama communication ga ka home so nyama mi nyona ka ko communication ga ipanya gbo mo la han ba ma ko home
Okay.
ka ngi ka kuma jo ma gbo nya ba jukwa ma mi la gba Madam Jane Benson manya nyo nyama ma gbo ba no nyi gbo afi onyi ta yo gbe ta me gbe de ba no nyi ko lo bojo
All right.
na mi va mi pa ndudu pa nya ogbo opo magbona ogbogbo ba de jukwa ma mi la fiere MPP the only thing not the strong the NDC shenya bere na ji ma ngonye nwi kore una upload and ma pung mana afuali a global me pa agric minister apanya global wona ba ye futu ko aro betaju ko na va problem me pa ngo enye susu nwere ike wo akove ma hwene kaka fi ko va blog we nya ba yo pa agenda wa no yo agenda wa kele kana tu ka me jeshi ita ma jiba ma blog
One district, one factory.
One district, one factory. He
Alright.
fiki mi de pogale, fiki ole. So na magano nya mo maganya ni pe achi so chi no ko
Eli.
ni. Ka mi pe nya mo to me medro. Ta ho nya ho mamle shinya.
Ever. Wait time when I win me kokule because me do city abagama and people want to listen to the news. So. Eli, when I'm
always
cooking,
dagbo ema magloba is just a premeditated witch hunt enko nya omola odri President John Dramani Mahama you vajijia in fact if a campaign promises our deka ma la so swift ma jajami pokpon ma ba leke hey akobe iga anya a clean up judiciary ako UNDC for lawyers who have a kokoko correct fa blafalia ya denana jinana ku opo Jimensa da ngmo ye ko hova mana na kan na duko taminya bo nyonwe ye onyaga ko onyaga
Okay.
gaka on what ground asa gomi on
All
what
right.
ground frivolous grounds are but ye Charlotte say jojoga ye Madam Charlotte say jojoga ye nto if deputies are we petition lo ye nto ikenya Amadu Sule kule George na mankwa unto we petition and there were stated grounds of misbehaviors ikenya procurement breaches plan anu we manifest enyima no gbagbulamba nyonwe they are holding her responsible for Lolobi Akpa Fupa Koyo Kamuda in 2020. I stand to differ because one, Ako CIA create constituency na Lolobi Akpa Fukulu Tomawa Bamaruku Aduato Sao Miyoni. CIA ma akweko yele parliament. Yo kweko yele parliament asa gbogbolombe ajaba parliament na noni 21 sitting days. Afi CIA ma na aji Gwan constituency yake mi pokpomo gba oko won akoye PPP ga ke parliament ntomota no ni 21 sitting days afio suspend parliament so how is that her fault if for fault la pa ya goma enye ka mare kuku no gbele nam na maso mi o mi ba yi oh
Meraku.
All right.
Because we do city bagama go. Kabila just a minute Meraku.
Akpe madda akpe na ya salakata maybe are giving a bite.
Meraku nature be.
Maglobe on this issue of electoral commission being taken out of office or one officer. I'm a long repetition. Let's wait out for the petition to come through.
Okay.
It is true. Let the law take its own course. I don't have much to say. Thank you very much. Madugwa na share me up if ever I forget Madugwa, thank you very much.
Ever?
I want to talk about this water.
Ever.
This water.
Uncle. Azaro.
Oh, my advert to know.
Ever or Mijo. One God Mijo.
Bro, a dark with the monk poyata. The Kakumaji Magbo and Yapanya Salon, no revival eyes no. Gakaba, revival eyes no. No size lolo, no chair a caco or corriga. No chair, revival eyes the car. A corriga heavy. Tano, buy me price panya blow, your price are price are moderate and quantity and the quality is in Reviver. Reviver eyes lenya topo. Ena ya 8 cities alolume he kra na je bag ka 8 cities na ko lolume he na no chi re ka diko. Gaka the other waters on no chi omo fe kra ma podu me kodigo. So chale Reviver I will go na gbo so mara hoge. Ma dare nya pono gbole abo station no dada.
Mile ready. Akwe. Ebya fanya salam ye dakpe and me dakpe me okatare me abatoro ta. Nye Sira kolokata Jose, Godwin, Sister Jifa so Seed Almighty. And then Jaffa and Benjamin Akpalu do message that for you meto message out. Yada kwene Revival Consult le gapopo ya menenya be di open live program so bo na ikwa jagba na chaka kwene Revival Consult to le gbeso so wakpere hu. Kapoje senye 0240042578. Yada kwene KD Tiles Lane and Construction to le gapopo ya menenya details so kata jagba na yo le 0247545007. Miada kwene GDEMS collection to hane di oponu do kata jagwane na chaka kulu le 0547676278. Renye mobi haba center miada kwene yo hale gapopo yama le gbato hama. So actually never ya more request that ever they feel like week in review and trouble. So never do a week in review and trouble kwa. Jagwa sponsorship I made this sponsorship process where we can bring back that particular program. So, program and a truck bar. Yomi like Apo JC 0240042578 0240042578. Me da kwene DJ Dana Boy play DJ Azaro. Ba o kwede nu nyele egbato. Mi ase egbato refian kwenye wisdom free. Togbi madogba no no amigo doge. Joe Gaje. I believe I got the name right, Togbi. Ever? Jogaje akwe and your producer have Jogaje, that's the name. So talk with me that way. And I will to do that maybe me no more pon ko like me away. Akwe me okata nkaka na jeje na me. Bye bye.